It's 10:30 in the morning. You ate breakfast just 2.5 hours ago, but you're now standing in front of the pantry, reaching for something sweet. You tell yourself it's just this once, but deep down, you know it's not. It's most days. And the guilt can be crushing. Here's what I need you to hear right now. This is not about willpower. This is about biochemistry. Your cravings aren't a character flaw, they're a symptom. And today I'm going to show you why they happen and give you a proven system to calm them, reverse them, and finally break free from the cycle that's been holding you hostage. If you've ever thought, why can't I just control myself? This episode is going to change things for you. Welcome to the Conquer Your PCOS Naturally podcast. I'm Dr. Rebecca, and if you're new here, welcome to a community of people who refuse to accept this is just how it is as an answer. I've spent over a decade helping thousands with polycystic ovary syndrome to reclaim their bodies, their hormones, and their lives. And I've lived this journey myself. So when I talk about cravings, I'm not reading from a textbook. I've been there, standing in front of that pantry, feeling like I didn't have a choice. But here's the truth. Once you understand the science behind your cravings, everything shifts. You can stop fighting against your body and start working with it. And that's precisely what we're doing today. In this podcast, you're going to understand 1, the fundamental biological reasons your cravings are present and can become insatiable. 2, a practical tracking system to predict and prevent them. 3, evidence-based strategies you can start using today. And 4, one straightforward hack that works in just 10 minutes. Let's dive in. So, why do PCOS cravings happen? First, let's talk about the blood sugar roller coaster, because this is the foundation of understanding PCOS cravings. Glucose provides energy for your body. Think of it like fuel in a car. When your blood sugar is stable, you feel energized, focused, and clear-headed. The metaphorical vehicle works well, but in PCOS, your body can be hypersensitive to blood sugar fluctuations. See, those with PCOS demonstrate elevated fasting blood sugar levels compared to control groups, indicating a tendency towards unstable glucose metabolism. When we eat carbohydrates, blood sugar levels typically rise, prompting the healthy release of insulin. However, in PCOS, this insulin response can be impaired, leading to exaggerated spikes and subsequent drops in blood sugar levels. Such rapid fluctuations can trigger cravings, as the brain reacts to perceived energy deficits by signaling for immediate sugar intake. Here's what happens. You eat breakfast, your blood sugar rises, but then, and this is key, it drops too much, and when it falls, your brain panics. It sends out an emergency signal. Get sugar now. This isn't happening because you're weak or undisciplined. It's survival mode. The worst times? Mid-morning around 10:30 to 11, and mid-afternoon between 2 and 4. Sound familiar? That's when those with PCOS experience the most intense cravings, and it's directly tied to these predictable blood sugar crashes. Now, let's add insulin resistance to the mix, because up to 70% of people with PCOS have some degree of insulin resistance. Here's the simple explanation. Insulin is the key that unlocks your cells to let glucose in for energy. But with insulin resistance, that key doesn't work as well. Your body has to produce more insulin to get the same job done. The result? Your blood sugar swings are more extreme. Your body overcompensates, blood sugar drops too low, and boom, you get hit with intense carb cravings. Your body is literally trying to correct the imbalance, but it creates a vicious cycle. But it doesn't end there. PCOS doesn't just affect insulin, it affects your extended hormonal system. High androgen levels, like testosterone, are almost standard in PCOS. As we discussed in our podcast titled, I had PCOS facial hair for years. Here's what finally worked. Insulin resistance combined with high androgens is so predictive of polycystic ovary syndrome that it should arguably be diagnostic. And this combination can disrupt the function of other hormones that regulate your appetite. Specifically, ghrelin, known as the hunger hormone, is typically elevated in PCOS. I remember it by thinking about the grr my stomach makes when I'm hungry. At the same time, leptin, which signals fullness, can function ineffectively. This leads to increased feelings of hunger and reduced satiety after meals. The translation? You feel hungrier than you should, and you don't feel satisfied after eating. It's like your I'm full signal is broken. And let's not forget about your menstrual cycle. In the week before your period, cravings for carbs commonly intensify. You guessed it, especially for chocolate. This is why PCOS cravings can feel absolutely unmanageable right around the time of your period. Nighttime fridge raids are real. Here's something fascinating that might explain a lot. Progesterone, one of your key hormones, actually seems to dial down how rewarding certain things feel, like that chocolate or those chips you're craving. So when you get your period and progesterone levels are low, it makes sense that suddenly those cravings feel so much more intense because, as the Rolling Stones sang, I can't get no satisfaction. Then there's the stress connection. Do you feel constantly stressed? Are anxiety, depression, and low self esteem constant companions? Do you get frustrated and often feel overwhelmed? We need to talk about stress because if you have PCOS, you're likely dealing with chronic stress, whether you realize it or not. For many, living with PCOS is understandably stressful. The symptoms, the uncertainty, and even the anger all take a toll. As an aside, yes, anger is more commonly experienced in PCOS. Not entirely surprising, right? But you've probably heard the comment, stress makes things worse, right? So let's look at it. Firstly, with a concept called allostasis. For the longest time, we were taught about homeostasis, the idea that our bodies are like thermostats, always trying to return to a single, calm, set point. But our bodies are much smarter and more dynamic than that. Allostasis flips the script. It means stability through change. Think of it this way: your brain is your own personal forecaster. It's constantly predicting what you'll need to get through the day. Running for the bus? Your brain prepares by raising your heart rate, facing a tough conversation. It cues up cortisol and adrenaline, giving you focus and energy. This system is brilliant. It's your body's way of rising to meet a challenge. It's not a flaw, it's a required feature. But here's the PCOS connection. When your brain is constantly predicting challenges, whether it's work deadlines, financial worries, or the very real stress of managing a chronic condition like polycystic ovary syndrome, that on-call system gets overworked. This leads to what scientists call allostatic load, another term for wear and tear. Imagine your body's stress response is like a helpful friend who lends you money in a pinch. An occasional loan is fine. Once you pay the loan back, you're all square. But if you're asking for loans every day, that system gets exhausted. For us, that exhaustion can look like higher cortisol, which can encourage cravings and weight gain, including tummy fat. Plus, cravings and energy crashes as your body desperately seeks quick fuel. That is a reason why higher cortisol, insulin, and chronic stress each predict greater future weight gain. I know this sounds hopeless, but I promise it's not. Your body is trying to protect you in an ever-changing environment. So our goal isn't to eliminate your stress. That's impossible. The goal is to reduce the wear and tear by giving our nervous and hormonal systems more moments of safety and recovery. When we understand this, we can shift from fighting our bodies to working with them, and that is a powerful, compassionate place to start. With that said, let's look at evidence-based strategies to calm and reverse your cravings. All right? Now that you understand why cravings happen, let's talk about what actually works. These aren't band-aid solutions. They are strategies backed by research that address the root causes we just discussed. Strategy number 1, track your cravings like a detective. It's hard to change what you don't measure. For the next week, I want you to track 3 things. 1, timing. When do your cravings hit? 2, triggers. What were you doing? Were you feeling stressed? What did you eat 2 to 3 hours before? 3, the type. What are you craving specifically? Many people discover their cravings follow a predictable pattern. Maybe it's always 10:30 a.m. Perhaps they are consistent after a stressful meeting. Once you see the pattern, you can outsmart it. Use your phone's notes app, a journal, whatever works. The goal is awareness. Then track any interventions you try, like those coming up. What approaches work well for you? Strategy number 2, the 10-minute walk hack. Here's one of my favorite strategies because it's so simple and the research is rock solid. When a craving hits, before you give in, commit to a 10-minute walk. That's it, just 10 minutes. This is often enough to make the craving pass completely. This isn't about white knuckling through the craving, it's about giving your body what it actually needs, including movement and stress relief, instead of what cravings think it needs, i.e., sugar. Try it once. You might be shocked at how effective it is. Strategy number 3, the strategic protein preload. Once you've tracked your cravings and identified your danger zones, here's your secret weapon, the strategic protein preload. If you know you always crave sweets at 10:30 a.m., eat one boiled egg at 10 a.m. If your afternoon cravings hit at 3 p.m., eat that egg at 2:30 p.m. Why a boiled egg? It's high in protein, contains healthy fats, has a limited impact on blood sugar, and is portable and easy to prepare. The protein and fat stabilize your blood sugar before the crash happens. You're preventing the craving instead of fighting it. And if you don't like eggs, try a small handful of almonds or a few spoonfuls of Greek yogurt. The key is protein and fat, about 30 minutes before your typical craving time. Strategy number 4, sleep like your hormones depend on it, because they do. Let's talk about sleep, because if you're not sleeping, nothing else works as it should. When you're sleep deprived, you'll experience more frequent food cravings. You might have noticed already. Translation: you're hungrier, less satisfied, and your cravings are more intense. Aim for between 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. How? Try these 3 tips. Sleep in a cool, dark, quiet room. Avoid screens for at least 60 minutes before heading to bed. Aim for a consistent bedtime, even on weekends. If sleep is a struggle for you and you'd like a dedicated episode, let me know in the comments. Strategy number 5, build blood sugar friendly meals. This is foundational. Each meal should include protein to keep you full and stabilize your blood sugar. Think eggs, legumes, nuts, seeds, and tofu. Healthy fats to slow digestion and reduce cravings. Think avocado, fatty fish, nuts, olive oil, and seeds. Fiber from vegetables, particularly, and some fruits. Here's what this looks like in practice. Instead of toast with jam for breakfast, try eggs with avocado and spinach. Instead of pasta with marinara for lunch, try zucchini noodles with grilled fish, olive oil, and vegetables. The goal isn't perfection, it's building meals that work with your body, not against it. Strategy number 6, the pause practice. When a craving hits, pause for 30 seconds and ask yourself, am I physically hungry or is this emotional? What do I actually need right now? Food or something else? Sometimes you're legitimately hungry and need to eat, but often you're stressed, bored, tired, or overwhelmed. If it's emotional, food won't fix it. But a walk, a phone call to a friend, 5 minutes of deep breathing, or even just acknowledging I'm stressed right now can break the automatic response. Okay, so we've explored the causes and discussed 6 helpful strategies. Let's bring this all together. The key takeaways are: PCOS cravings are driven by blood sugar instability, insulin resistance, hormonal imbalances, and stress, not lack of willpower. Cravings are often predictable and preventable once you understand your patterns and take the correct actions. Small strategic interventions can create massive change. So, with this in mind, here are your action steps for this week. Choose one strategy to implement, just one. I recommend starting with either carefully tracking your cravings for 7 days or implementing the 10-minute walk hack the next time a craving hits. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Build one habit, master it, then add another. And here's your accountability challenge. Share your experience in our Facebook community group at Conquer Your PCOS or on social media. Tell us which strategy you're trying and let us know how it goes. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you, if you've been battling cravings for months or years, I see you. I know how exhausting it is to feel like you're constantly fighting your own body. So here's what I want you to remember. Your body isn't broken. It's responding the way a body with PCOS responds. And now that you understand the science, you have the power to change that. You don't need more willpower. You need better strategies, like the ones we've shared. As we close up, if this episode resonated with you, would you extend me a favor? Leave a review and share your biggest takeaway. Send this episode to a friend who's struggling with PCOS. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Pinterest at Conquer Your PCOS for daily tips and support. You're not alone on this journey, and with the right tools, you absolutely can conquer your cravings and your PCOS naturally. Catch you in the next episode.